Hi, and here we are with another Papetti Math YouTube video. Now, if you're watching this video, then that probably means that you've watched all of the other videos from this lesson, and if you haven't, that's all right. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on quadratic word problems, which is lesson 6 in chapter 10 of your workbooks. And if you don't have a workbook and you're just watching this video as a tutorial video, that's fine as well. So your hard work with quadratics has led you to this moment. Chapter 7 on polynomials, Chapter 8 on factoring, Chapter 9 on quadratic graphs, and Chapter 10, which we're in right now on the algebra of quadratics, have prepared you for the applications of quadratics that you will be working with today. So we're going to begin each exercise in this lesson by attempting to factor first. If it cannot be factored, then we're going to determine if the most appropriate method for solving is going to be completing the square or the quadratic formula. Because remember, we have now worked with 3 different methods for solving quadratics. The first method was factoring, the second was completing the squares to find the zeros, and the third method that we just recently worked with was the quadratic formula. So if we're taking a look at exercise number 1, we have a difference of the square of a number, and 18, is equal to 3 times that number. What is the negative solution? So what we're going to want to do there is first set up an equation from that information. We have the difference of the square of a number and 18. Okay, so the square of a number, do we know what the number is? No, it could be any number. So what we use there is we're going to use a variable. So the square of a number, so we'll do x squared, and 18 is going to be equal to 3 times that number. So 3 times x. So we have x squared minus 18 equals 3x. So the first thing we want to do for any quadratic that we ever try to solve is we want to make that equation equal to 0. So we're going to have to move this 3x over to the other side of the equation. So now the 3x and the 3x will cancel out, and we'll have that 0 on the right side. And then we have x squared, and we have no like terms, so we're going to keep them all separate. X squared minus 3x minus 18 equals 0. Now remember, up here it said to begin each exercise in this lesson by attempting to factor it first. So we're going to look first and see if we're able to factor this quadratic where we need 2 numbers that multiply to 18 and combine to 3. So do we have 2 numbers that you could multiply to get 18, and those same 2 numbers that you could combine to get a 3? And I think we might. Let's try 6 and 3. Because 6 times 3 will give me an 18, and I could definitely see how we could get a negative 3 by combining them. That would be to make the 6 negative and the 3 positive. So just one more time, let's check it out. And let's see that that negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So now that it's factored, I'm going to bring my work up here. Because remember, factoring is only the first step, because now our second step is going to be to find the zeros. So now that I have my 2 factors, I want to set each factor equal to 0. And I'm going to write x plus 3 equals 0 over here. And then solve each one of these mini equations. And by doing that, you're going to get your exact values of your zeros. On the left side, you'll get x equals 6. And when you subtract 3 on the right side, you will get x equals negative 3. So you have 2 zeros, one at x equals 6 and one at x equals negative 3. Now we want to go back to our question. It said, what is the negative solution? So if you were to give both of these as the answer, you would be incorrect, because it's not asking for both solutions. It just wants to know the negative solution. So your answer is going to be just the one that's a negative, which is x equals negative 3. If this video was helpful, go ahead and click the thumbs up.